So this is the procedure for drilling a hole in your outer barrel. You'll have to excuse me, I have run out of barrels to drill, so this one already has the hole, but the whole thing is going to be still the same. And also, if your barrel for some reason already has a TDC hole, just please make sure to follow the steps until we install the drill jig, and just make sure that the hole aligns properly. If it doesn't, just re-drill the hole and it'll be totally fine. Also, another note, if you're, for example, an SG10 user and you're upgrading to the Action Army VSR10 version, the hole is just a tiny bit off, so it's recommended that you use the drill jig just to adjust the hole slightly. It's just off by 0.3 millimeters, so it won't be really visible. So let's get started. For this installation, you'll need the outer barrel fully disassembled, so remove all the hope chamber, all the parts from it, just the outer barrel. Then you'll need the drill jig that's included in the TDC 2.0, also the drill bit that comes with it. It's recommended that you get a flathead screwdriver, that can come in handy. And also you're gonna need the 1.5 millimeter hex for removing and installing this screw. And lastly, you'll need either a handheld drill, just like this one, or you can use also a drill press if that's available to you. So let's get started. Let's take some things away from here. First of all, what you want to do is remove this screw right here. Next up, you'll want to remove this clip right here. It should be fairly easy to take it out. If you're having difficulties, just use the screwdriver to pry it upwards, like so. Next, we're taking the outer barrel and drill jig. Just make sure that when you are installing the drill jig, there's an arrow pointing in a direction. That means that the arrow should point in the shooting direction. So just like so, install it inside the barrel. Like so. So what you need to do is align these holes to the magwell hole and use the screw and install it in place. Just tighten it enough where you're starting to feel resistance. Due to the nature of the screw being countersunk, it will self-center it, so no other steps needed there. And lastly, you'll want to use this clip and install it as far as you can. Don't push it too hard. It should just be in there. It should just not fall out. In case it does fall out, don't worry about it. The screw is mostly enough to hold it in place. This is just an extra stabilization, so to make sure that the drill jig is not turning axially when you're drilling the hole. Again, you don't have to push it all the way in. It will depend on how wide the cutout on the barrel is, so just push it as far as you can. Next, we'll just want to take the cordless drill. In my case, I've drilled all my barrels with this exact cordless drill, and every one of them has been perfect. I recommend taking some protective measures to make sure you're not drilling straight into your table. And yeah, and basically all you have to do now is just use the drill, put it inside the hole. You might have some resistance when you're putting it in the first. Just start drilling already and just make sure that you keep it as straight and as vertical to the hole as possible, so to avoid any issues. So let's just go for it. So it should go something like this. If all goes well, you'll have a clean, nice hole on the other side. All that's left now is make sure to remove any debris out of the way. And you can now safely remove both the screw and the clip. If needed, if you're having some troubles to get it out, you can use some needle nose pliers and grab it by here and just pull it out. Whoopsie days. If all done correctly, you should have a nice, clean hole just like so. Just make sure that there's no any sharp edges around the inside or the outside. And that's the hard part gotten out of the way. Now we can start moving on to the installation of the TDC itself. So see you in the next video.